Welcome back. Welcome to Tight 10 and Titan Season 5, Episode 3.
Episode 3, aka the shortest episode we'll ever do.
This will be the shortest episode we ever do because we are trying to adhere to the title and keep it tight. We're going for tonight's going to be a 45-minute episode, which means we'll probably manage to trim it down to about an hour and a half.
This is because tomorrow at 11 a.m. I have pat testing in my flat. And as always, I've neglected to tidy it fully until the night before.
I remember you sent me a picture once of when you had to tidy your flat and you sent me a before and after picture.
Yeah, it was fucking shocking. It took that by the way, that before and after picture, the time frame between those two was 2 full days that I was off work. I took 2 full days and tidied my house. It looked.
Hold on, if your work's watching this.
I mean, someone in my work saw that. That was the worst bit. They saw it at its worst. But yeah, it was fucking bad. I am awful for neglecting to tidy my flat. One time in the summer, I had a fly infestation in my house because I'd forgotten to tidy meat that was in the bottom of my bin. I literally, it was like a scene from fucking Breaking Bad. I had a mask on. I had gloves on.
God.
I had to clear out all the source first, take all that out, and then I had to. It was like the U.S. Army in a Vietnamese village. I was just
bloody hell.
I don't know how many hundreds of fly corpses I swept up that day.
Fly apocalypse.
Yeah, it was awful. So yeah, if anyone watches this back and they're thinking about being a long-term partner of mine, please reconsider.
This isn't for you. Maybe somebody's watching us right now going, "That's the man for me."
That's the thing. You even say, like, "Oh, I feel like I could fix him." You can't. Many people have tried over the course of half a decade in one case. And they didn't manage it.
Exactly. There was no character arc.
Yeah, I actually cared about what those people thought as well, and I still didn't change. It's impossible.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I just love no character development. It was like Seinfeld. They're the exact same people at the end at the beginning.
Yeah, that is what being my partner's like. It's just me not changing and continually talking pish about nothing.
Well, I mean, case in point is this, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, look, have we done any work on ourselves in the whole? I don't know if we've been doing this now. Well over.
We've been doing it for just over a year because I started to get Facebook memories of the Citadel of Chaos.
Oh yeah, the Citadel of Chaos.
Citadel of Chaz.
I just have real memories, no Facebook memories.
Exactly. You're not on Facebook. You're clever boy. We're actually getting to the point now where I've almost filled StreamYard with us.
What? You can fill StreamYard?
You can film not the whole. Nobody else can use StreamYard now.
Yeah, it's like just John and Chris have taken up all of it, and for what?
No, you get with the StreamYard account I've got, you get 50 hours.
Oh, how many episodes have we done? Because it's not like our seasons are even, or our episodes.
I'll count the amount of episodes afterwards and let you know. But we've currently 46.7 hours of content.
Oh, so what does that mean? You have to start deleting the old stuff?
I'll start deleting the old stuff, but it is all available on YouTube. So
yeah, I'm surprised you haven't deleted it already. In that case.
Well, the reason I haven't deleted it is because there's no reason to delete it.
Yeah, fair enough. That tracks.
It's just kind of sitting there. There's also the option to download audio only. So I was thinking of maybe even throwing it onto some sort of podcast.
Oh yeah,
sort of thing. Just options, but I probably need to decide that quite soon on account of the fact that we're about to start losing content. But it is all on YouTube. And I can download videos and stuff for editing purposes, but we can also do that from YouTube as well if we had to. So anyway, I feel we're getting involved in the kind of minutia of what to do with this content. But tonight's episode is called "What a Time for the L Key to Break." I always try to come up with a title. The L key on my computer hasn't broken, but the L key on my work computer has.
Oh, and right. That's important whenever you work in the lesbian prostitution industry.
It's quite hard. It's quite hard. I'm going to explain. Well, maybe I shouldn't be saying it's quite hard in reference to that. But the reason that I mentioned that is the fact that in the last episode you had the choice of going down 3 streets.
That's right.
And they're Key Street, Market Street, and Clock Street. And the reason that I mentioned that was the fact that my L key has broken on my work computer, and I was in a situation where I was talking to somebody on Teams, which is how we communicate. It's it's what we use instead of Zoom and the NHS. It's all through Microsoft. But I was working on Teams, and I mentioned to a work colleague who asked me if I could do something. I said, well, I was just about to clock off. And I wrote that on the Teams message, but of course my L key wasn't working. So I said to them, well, I can't because I'm just about to cock off. And I didn't know the L key. I can actually show you my L key is actually. Well, it's actually. There you go. So there's my L key on my work computer. I can put it back on and it works fine, but it then just sporadically just comes back off again. But that was just the one time that happened, was because I said that I was just about to cock off. Could I do it tomorrow? But it just sounds like a real euphemism for like, can you run these reports for me? I was just actually going to take some me time out.
Yeah, I already have a private browser open here. I'm sorry, I'm on my own time now.
Sorry.
It really is possibly the bravest thing someone can do would be to look at porn on their work computer. I can't imagine, like, I've never done that, and I can't imagine anything scarier than like accidentally going on a porn site. Imagine someone just with the brass balls to every evening just start up their work laptop.
I have to say that we've got firewalls and stuff in place so that you can't look at inappropriate content, but sometimes it mislabels inappropriate content. And there's times when I'm just like kind of going, I'm going on to like the BBC News website or something, and then I click on an article that says you can't go on this because firearms, sex, guns, and liquor, and I'm like, what?
It's the news
article now.
It must have been a good one.
There was an article. There was an article about what'd you call her? What was her name? Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin wowed people in a bikini, and it was on BBC News, and then it was on BBC News, and I clicked on the article and you just wonder if the IT guy's going, he's looking at, he's trying to perv on Sarah Palin.
This man's so desperate for porn that he's finally gotten to. Truly, it's like going to McDonald's for a salad, going to Sarah Palin for sexual gratification.
Exactly. Sarah Palin in a bikini. And I still haven't seen the picture. I still don't know. It could be.
I mean, when it say wows people in a bikini, it could be like, her kneeling, 20 targets on Bikini Island. Who knows? Because she was big into rifles and stuff, wasn't she? She was a big NR, I think. I saw an interesting article the other day. It was protein bars. Are they all they're cracked up to be? Or basically, are they just sweets? And I went on the article and it said, your free allotment of articles has been used up for today. So I still don't fucking know if protein bars are all they're cracked up to be. Fucking raging about that sitting in work. Like, why would you put a limit on art? I'm not paying for a fucking subscription to the Washington Post.
There's a good website that actually tells you how to get over any firewall, and I think it's called something like 10 foot paywall, 12-foot ladder. It's called. Also, I'm going to tell you something hilarious, funny.
Wow.
I'm not hilariously
Wait,
funny
hold.
right
Stop.
about now. Okay, I'm going to tell you now.
Right, go.
What's that?
Well, I was stopping you
Right.
because you were cutting out, but
What?
you're not cutting out anymore.
Okay, no worries. Probably reason cut out for a reason. What I needed to tell you was that do you remember I told you that StreamYard had put that weird thing in place where it put all events to private?
Yes.
Well, I forgot to change this one from private to public. So we have just been talking to ourselves for the last 10 minutes.
And you know
People
what?
can go back and watch. People could go back and watch, but pretty much that was a private conversation for 10 minutes.
It felt no different to the show normally. And what's hilarious about that is because this show is only running for 45 minutes, now anyone that joins is only going to get 28.5 minutes.
They can go back to the beginning, and we do get a lot of kind of post-show watchers, if you will. So they'll be able to kind of see that from scratch. But there's probably I know for a fact John Tonner was saying, "Are you on tonight? You on tonight?" And I said to him, and he's probably spent the last 10 minutes kind of going, "Where are they? Where are the lads?"
Yeah,
So it was because the Facebook event was set to. It's just because we haven't done it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I completely.
And also, John Tonner, if you're watching, don't rewatch the start of that because you'll learn a horrific fact about my life.
That's not a good reason to do. That's going to make people wanna. Just as well they didn't hear the pre-show discussion because I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the pre-show discussion was pretty vile. It involved eyeballs being penetrated by shards of metal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we may as well tell them that. So anyway, so we are trying to keep it tight tonight. Nobody who hasn't seen the first 10 minutes will know why the episode's called what it's called.
Yeah, these are all like little Easter eggs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Patreon account type stuff.
Well, here's an interesting thing, not for anybody watching, but maybe for you. This is, if I can even get it, this is my Miro board for the D&D campaign that I am currently planning that you're going to be in, and this is like a maybe half done.
Excellent.
So we got a whole shit ton of things to do.
Spoilers and stuff.
There's loads of spoilers on there, but I guarantee.
I'm sure that when we're doing it, we will talk about it quite a lot on this.
I'm sure we will. I planned an entire team of villains that I'm itching to tell people about, but I can't because the only people that would care are the people that are already going to be in the campaign. I can't be like, hey guys. So I told 2 other people, and they were like, cool.
Yeah.
It's like,
my
all right.
life is spent telling people things and watching their eyes kind of glaze over.
Exactly. It's at least, at the very least, we have the self-awareness to be like, they don't really want to hear about this, and then just move on. But I have met people that do not have that self-awareness, and they will just talk. And you can even say to them, like, I'm not really interested in anything that you're talking about. And that doesn't stop them. That's amazing to me. I feel so. If I've talked about something and someone's eyes glaze over, I immediately feel so bad that I've wasted their time. But fucking hell, some people just don't have that.
My exception to this rule is Twin Peaks because
you will talk at anybody about Twin Peaks.
Anybody, to the point that I have actually been explicitly told I'm not interested in this, and then I will stop then. But then
you have to be told.
I'll bring it back.
Did you ever watch the TV show Community? And there's an episode where they all go to the pub, and it's like, I think it's Troy's like 21st birthday or whatever. But the point is, Abdul's talking to this dude who's very clearly hitting on him, and they're both into this. Like, it's like a stand-in for like Battlestar Galactica, right? It's not called, but we'll say it's Battlestar Galactica. And like, they start talking at the start of the episode, and towards the end of the episode, the guy's like, do you want to have sex with me? He's like, he goes, how can you sit here and not pick up on the fact that I've been hitting on you all night? And then he's like, oh no, I picked up on that pretty early on. I just really like talking about Battlestar Galactica.
I love Community. I think it's one of the best shows ever made.
It's really good, yeah.
Massive fan of Community. Massive fan.
That's the most self-indulgent thing I've ever heard. It's like just
Well, I
leaving
mean,
someone on.
Community was very self-indulgent anyway,
Hmm.
but very knowingly.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought it was. I don't think Dan Harmon's done anything better. I know there's lots of people that say, "Oh, Rick and Morty's better," but I think Community is the absolute
Well,
pinnacle.
Rick and Morty's in a bit of a tough spot at the moment.
All
If you've
right, why
been,
is that?
oh, did you not hear about this? Justin Roiland, who does the voice of both Rick and Morty, is facing domestic abuse charges.
Do you know what?
So,
I think I did hear something about it, but thought that it was all kind of cleared up.
oh, has it been clear? I don't know.
Well, I don't
I
know.
didn't keep
Maybe
abreast of it.
he's
But
also written a show that's on Disney Plus called Solar Opposites that I've
Solar
been told I need to
Opposites.
give a watch. It's supposed to be. So one of my friends, Stephen, described it as Rick and Morty on speed. So I'm thinking, what the hell is that like? Uh,
Yes.
so I'm quite intrigued by that. But I think he's one of the he's kind of created that, and he's doing some of the kind of major voices on that too. So that might have an impact on that.
I've been looking into starting voice. I mean, I said this before, but I've been thinking of looking into voice acting at some point, and it turns out that they're making a mod for a game that I like. It's one of the Fallout games, and someone's making a mod for it, and there's a casting call out for voice actors for it's Fallout London, so they're looking for like UK voices.
All right,
Oh,
cool.
and it's on till March, and I plan on getting the equipment I need on Friday this week. So I'm going to make a voice reel and try and be in a Fallout mod. That's gonna
Go
be
for it. Sounds
so
awesome.
funny if it happens. I've got
Lad.
so many dumb UK voices that you will probably hear all of in the D&D campaign.
Excellent. I wouldn't want. I don't like my voice, so I wouldn't want to put anybody else through it. I'm surprised I even do shit like this.
Okay, I've just looked it up. He is not cleared. The hearing is in April 27th this year.
I
It's
can still
for
kind of record a few episodes until then. That's
he's
quite
been
significant, though, because I mean, you would know if they get somebody else to do Rick and Morty's voice.
oh yeah. I mean that's the trouble with having both of your main characters voiced by the same
And
person.
I know you're just asking for trouble.
It's yeah, but it was domestic battery and false imprisonment, and
Bloody
yeah,
hell.
he was charged. So it's yeah, his hearings in April. That's pretty rough.
You know, the phrase false imprisonment always kind of confuses me, as if like you made a citizen's arrest and then found out that the person was subsequently innocent.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not what it means at all. It's pretty much just at a level below kidnapping, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, false imprisonment is like, well, it's like preventing someone from leaving your home.
Yeah.
Like,
But you
so
know what I mean? False imprisonment to me, false imprisonment would be like in the
yeah, you fucked it
Shawshank
up.
Redemption, where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we really shouldn't have jailed you. But that's not. So it's a strange one. I don't know why it's called that. I'm sure they could have a better name for it.
Yeah, there should be something else. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head without, I don't know, being insensitive.
False imprisonment just doesn't sound like it does what's happened justice.
Yeah, there should be like confinement or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a good word.
it's the word. Uh, it's the word false because there's nothing false about it. You were imprisoned.
Does that make everyone who's in prison true imprisoned?
True imprisonment.
True
Which sounds
imprisonment.
like which sounds like character development. It's just kind of going, but you know, I wasn't a prisoner till I discovered true imprisonment. But false imprisonment to me just it does sound like, you know, imagine if you were in a pub and just kind of going, oh, do you know what? Someone basically wouldn't let me leave my house and they've been charged with false imprisonment. And then someone goes, oh, well, it was just false imprisonment. It's like attempted murder.
Yeah, attempted murder. It's still a charge.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Uh, if anybody has been affected by uh, false imprisonment, then there's a free phone number here
Yeah.
that I'll just put
Okay.
on the group chat.
I'm waiting for this phone number now.
Oh, you should be. Right, here we go. Sorry.
08982008988. Is that an actual? If I dial that, will that ring?
It wouldn't do anything. It was like, I don't know if you remember those kind of party chat adverts that you used to get about 20 years ago in late night telly.
It reminds me of that thing Jason Manford brought up in one of his stand-ups, I think it was, where someone complained to Babe Station because her pants slipped and you could see her fanny, and it's like, who's watching that and is like, and is upset by seeing fanny? It's like, I came here for tits, not fanny.
Exactly.
What was it he said? Like, don't look, son, don't look.
I'm just gonna imagine that's like I wanted wholesome viewing. Yeah, because
that would be wholesome viewing, wouldn't it?
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's amazing. People will complain over anything. It's like,
Yeah, well,
I came
I
here
know
to have a wank, but
imagine
just
that
to
there for the points of view.
Yeah, Babe Station never comes up on points of view. Is that still running? Is Babe Station still running?
Or points of view?
No, Babe Station.
No idea.
Yeah, I mean, like it's been surely it's been completely boxed out by internet porn, which is free.
But internet porn's been a thing for a while, and Babe Station was definitely going.
But surely the people that would use Babe Station must be in their like 80s by now.
If anybody's watching, can you tell us if Babe Station's still a thing? Also, some of the times they could have been done under the Trade Descriptions Act.
Oh my god, I saw something fucking incredible earlier. I've just remembered it was a guy, right? So it was a guy who goes to prostitution, UK prostitution, escort services, online escort services, and there's a website where you can post reviews of escorts that you've had, and there are other websites where they can post reviews of their customers. His review, he's often complained about, and I will explain in full detail, but his first review was yummy yum yum yabba dabba doo. His second review was yummy yum yum yabba dabba doo with more emojis after. His third one was yummy yum yabba dabba doo with loads of tongues, and then 100% real super sexy honey. And then their review of him was, he is a tall, skinny, bald, extremely unattractive man of Indian origin with extremely poor hygiene. He arrives wearing a turban, but then takes this off upon arrival. He also comes wearing a tarnished old fake leather jacket and dirty jeans. His physical and oral hygiene is shockingly bad. He has a strange personality. For example, he uses bizarre language such as mango and yabba dabba doo. He was also jumping up and down the bed when he couldn't get hard. Brackets, we recorded this. He shouted, "Why won't you get hard?"
Oh my god!
Well, like this like stinking man, awful hygiene, just going yabba dabba doo.
He's my hero.
Yeah. His name's James, but they don't elaborate further than that. What the hell?
I know a James that it could be. Right, anyway.
Shockingly bad. Imagine your hygiene being described as shockingly bad.
How do you find these websites?
My pal sent that into a group chat that we had that he found. I have no idea how my pal found that information, but it's so funny.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo.
Do you remember earlier on we were talking about people not having any self-awareness?
Do you know what? Part of me thinks, yeah, he maybe doesn't have any self-awareness. Another part of me thinks maybe he just doesn't give a fuck. And if he just doesn't give a fuck, then I respect that so much. Like, there is something to just not caring what anyone thinks. It's like that thing that would say. Kevin Bridges. I almost got him mixed up with Kevin Bacon there.
They're very similar.
But where he talks about that, what's his name? Mikey Shackles or something, who like just it's the kid that just goes tends to be a motorbike, like all the entire of the way through like break and lunchtime, and just no one gives a fuck. Like, he doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks. It reminds me of someone in school. There was this dude in school whose name escapes me. It's been too long. I respected the fuck out of him so much because he would do anything you told him to. There was this we had a gym in school, and there was this really buff guy like doing. He was a rugby player, and he was doing what you call those lateral raises. And my buddy went up to him and was like, "Go and punch him in the stomach," and he did. He just ran up, punched us in the stomach, fucking dropped the weight, and just ran after him. But he used to stand in the mirror of the gym, right, with the smallest weight he could find, and he would stand like half a meter away from his own reflection, stare at himself in the eyes, and just go. He didn't look around to see if anyone was looking. He wasn't like. He just didn't give a fuck. And I was like, this guy's amazing. I love this guy.
Probably dead now.
Probably dead now. He was younger. I think he must have been like a year or two below me. I don't remember, but fuck me. I respected the hell out of that.
Just because he was a nuffer.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we're well over the halfway point, since it's only
We
a
are well
45
over the
minute
halfway.
episode, we should probably start.
I know.
Let's do it.
This is us got tangents aplenty.
As always.
So anyway, basically, well, you've got to remember as well, this is episode 3, and it was just at the end of episode 2 that we actually got into the city.
That's right.
So we're pretty much on average doing like a decision an episode.
Yeah. Let's crack into it. Let's crack
on. Let's get a good 18 minutes of gameplay here.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, a good 18 minutes of gameplay, and then just to remind people, we're not on for the next 2 weeks after this. So 18 minutes of gameplay, and we'll be back in 3 weeks.
Yep. So here we'll remember every detail.
I'll remember every detail. Right. So through the main gates, you see rubbish-filled streets of the port are narrowed and cobbled. Old and decrepit buildings line them closely, with their upper stories overhanging menacingly. And you get the choices of going west down Key Street, heading north along Market Street, or going east down Clock Street.
West down Key Street, let's go.
You're going to go west down Key Street?
Yeah.
Let's do this. This is new year, new you. You're like, right, yeah. Decisive.
Let's do it.
On the left side of the street, you see a large iron key hanging over the doorway of a small shop. A sign in the window reads, J.B. Raggins, Locksmith. You want to enter?
I'm going to write that name down. That's going in the campaign. Go on.
J.B. Raggins is Raggins with a W. So it's Wraggins. J.B. Raggins, Locksmith. Do you wish to enter the shop or continue walking west?
Let's go in the shop. Let's see what J.B. Raggins is all about.
You might actually get to meet J.B. Raggins.
The man, the myth. I'm gonna try and incorporate as many names from these books into the campaign now.
Excellent, good call. Peter Fox, who's watching, who's a massive Fighting Fantasy fan. He's in a Fighting Fantasy group. He's in a Fighting Fantasy group that I'm in as well.
Hey, good to see you, Pete.
He went down Key Street in his first ever playthrough of this. So you are thus far following Peter's lead.
Following in Peter's footsteps.
Peter probably played this in the 1980s and he remembers that.
Yeah, that's actually impressive.
That's very impressive.
Literally 40 years ago.
So sitting in the stool at the back of a shop is an old bespectacled dwarf. I don't use the word bespectacled enough.
No, me neither.
He's busy cutting a key on a cast iron treadle machine, which squeaks and grinds noisily. There's a picture.
Oh, hey, he actually looks kind of. It looks kind of cool.
Well, we'll find out if he's a cool guy or not. You cough to get his attention, but he does not look up from his work. That's the kind of work ethic that we're looking for here.
Oh yeah, that's a dwarf for sure.
Finally, the machine comes to a halt and the dwarf asks you what you want. What do you want?
But you have to.
Peter has verified that it was actually in the 80s that he first played this, so absolutely. So he asks what you want. You can ask him if he's got any skeleton keys for sale, or you can ask him if he knows where Nicodemus lives.
Has he any skeleton keys for sale? I want to know. I want a skeleton key.
On a skeleton key. The dwarf smiles and boasts that he can make a key to open any lock in Port Blacksand. He says that the special keys are priced at 10 gold pieces each. You have 30 gold pieces, so if you want to buy one.
Aye, yeah, absolutely.
You want to buy a skeleton key?
Yeah, what the fuck wouldn't I buy a skeleton key?
Why would you not? Exactly. So there you go, skeleton key. You've got a skeleton key now.
In a world full of locked doors, the man with the key is king.
You can probably just at night come back here, break in to the shop and just get your money back.
It must be pretty annoying for all the other businesses in this city if this guy sells keys that can get into and only for 10 gold a pop.
Guy's absolutely minted. Everyone
This
else
can't
is
work.
robbed.
I reckon I'm getting ripped off here. I reckon this skeleton key doesn't work at all.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if there's no need to use a skeleton key through the entire game?
I know. I remember in two different Elder Scrolls games, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, possibly in the other ones. I don't know. I didn't play them. You can get a skeleton key by doing a mission, and doing that, it was a key. It was a lockpick basically that couldn't break. So it rendered the lockpick skill in both of those games completely pointless. Like if you just did that mission first, you then just had infinite lockpicks. It would be like a game giving you like, this is a sword that can kill anything in one hit, therefore rendering like all of your fighting skills useless. What was the point? What was the point of the skeleton key? Like what was the point in learning how to lockpick if it's just like, well, I guess you don't need it no more. Fucking useless.
So you bought the key, and because he's just a kind of transactional type fella, you just leave the shop. You don't get to ask about Nicodemus. You're out the shop.
This guy's all business is definitely a door.
He's got a mind for business and a body for sin.
He's got no natter about him at all.
The street makes a sudden right turn and heads north.
Cool.
You pass a clutter of small houses and you're aware of unseen people watching you walk by. Hi. Then the door to one of the houses opens and a small boy dressed in rags runs out and hands you a piece of paper. Without stopping, he runs off and disappears around the corner. The paper has a message on it which reads, "Arrows from 6 bows are pointed at you. Leave 10 gold pieces in the middle of the street and keep walking."
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So you get the choice of obeying the instruction and making the necessary adductions. I'm making new words up. So you can lose another 10 gold pieces, or you can keep walking without leaving the gold. If you leave the 10 gold pieces, you also lose 2 luck points.
Fuck you guys. I'm just gonna run. Fuck you guys. I didn't lose. Look, I was all right with losing. I was going to pick 10 gold pieces, but what's my luck at?
Your luck is at 7.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck these guys. Fuck all of you. Shoot me. Fuck you. Shoot me.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck you guys. Shoot me. Shoot me if you have to. I'm not losing any more luck.
Okay, so you want to keep walking without leaving the gold. Here we go.
This is a horrible choice. I already know this is a terrible choice.
As you take your first step forward, you're alarmed to hear the familiar whistle of arrows flying through the air. They're coming from the windows at either side of the street. Roll 1 die. This is the number of arrows that will hit you.
It's a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 6. Roll it for me, please.
Wait a minute. Each one will cause you to lose 3 stamina points.
You better roll low, you prick.
So basically, unless you roll a 1, you're going to die.
Fuck it. Set them up. Let's play.
Hey, am I rolling the dice or are you?
No, you roll it. Mine are in my bag over there. We've not got much time.
Oh, Chris, maybe this episode's going to be even shorter than we thought.
Fuck you. Fuck you, shoot me.
This is genuinely ridiculous. Right, wait a minute. just to remind people, right? You came into the site last week with a stamina of 14, and then you get the shit kicked out of you, and your stamina is now 6. Your arrows whistling towards you. Your best case scenario is that only one of them hits you, and half your current stamina points.
This right here. This is a box of doom roll.
Maybe this is why Peter mentioned. Oh, I went down Key Street the first time. It's his way of saying, shouldn't have done that, mate.
I got fucking killed.
Oh God! Right.
This is a box of doom roll. We need to see the roll.
I'm blowing the dice for luck. Yeah. No, you need to see this roll. I'll roll it and then try and show you on.
Just enough to kill me.
Just enough to kill you. 6, mate.
I run and I proudly scream, "Fuck you, shoot me!" And then before the final E is left, 2 arrows go straight through my throat. Laurie McHorseshoe, the luckiest man in the city of thieves, walked 1 street before he got killed. We have 1, 2 plus 5, 7 minutes to kill.
I would just like to say at this point, if you think you could do better than Chris, the game that we've been playing for the last 3 weeks has been a City of Thieves. I think this is the shortest quest you've done so far.
By some margin. We made 2 decisions. The first decision, I ended up fighting a guard because I tried to juke past him and he just fought me. And then I got shot by 2 arrows and died.
Oh my God.
The City of Thieves claims another soul.
Yeah, I genuinely thought that maybe you would have I don't know, lasted a bit longer. I don't know. I think the City of Thieves, you'd have thought worst case scenario, you're going to get robbed.
I'm sure I did. Like those 30 gold pieces or 20 gold pieces, and oh my god, 20 gold pieces and a skeleton key I've just left for them. And a potion of fortune, which ironically I could have drank to repair the fortune that I left behind.
Look, be a
now that I'm thinking on
it. You do a potion of fortune.
I know, and I could have just drank that to get the fortune back, but I was blinded by the indecency of having. I didn't think it would be like roll a d6, take that much damage times 3. I thought it would be like a luck check to try and avoid the arrows.
That would be a luck check, to be fair. I thought we were going to be testing luck.
Yeah, so did I. I was ready to try my luck, but no, I just got fucking killed like a dog in the streets.
So the good thing is, we actually managed to adhere to the criteria. We kept it quite tight tonight.
Yeah, we kept it incredibly tight.
Our shortest episode to date.
Yeah, both in length and in the amount of questing we got done.
So we will be back in 3 weeks.
Are we moving on to a new season, or are we starting that book again?
We did have a rule that if you died in the first 2,
That's right. When we
Do you
were
want?
on
Do you want to
3,
restart? Do you want to restart the book? I'll give you the choice. Do you want to restart the book?
I feel like more than anything else, because you've paid for the book, I feel like we should probably restart it. Just because, what a waste of time. And
I don't mind. I can play this with my 8-year-old and let him complete it.
he probably do better than I did.
Absolutely, that was what I was alluding to. Do you know what? We'll take the discussion offline. We are back in 3 weeks, and what do you know? What this is how we'll decide. I'll tell you what the next quest is going to be,
Okay, yeah, that'll do.
and then based on the title of the next quest, you can decide whether we're moving into season 6 or you're going to have another crack at City of Thieves.
I
How's
mean,
that?
I can't really do any worse at City of Thieves. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know the title of the next book already?
I do.
Or what is it? Go on.
It's Island of the Lizard King.
Okay, yeah, let's move on to Island of the Lizard King.
Let's move on to Island of the Lizard King. Yeah, we'll move on to Island of the Lizard King. Do you remember we discussed the fact that we might go back and revisit Death Trap Dungeon?
Yes, we could do that as
We will
well.
also go back and revisit City of Thieves.
Yeah,
So
because we didn't
do
really.
Island of the Lizard King, and we'll give further down the line, we'll give Death Trap Dungeon a revisit, and we'll give City of Thieves a revisit. As I've said, I usually put in the kind of Facebook group chat a link to be able to buy this on Amazon. Just that's my way of justifying the fact that we are pretty much playing a game that somebody else wrote.
Yeah, about 40 years ago.
40 years ago, absolutely. But so on the back, and I think the amount of actual gameplay is very low anyway. So if you think you can do better than Chris, I'm also keen to hear if anybody has ever, like, on the back of this, gone on and played the game, played any of the games, and did you fare any better than
And
Chris?
what
So
I would also, if someone could report in with what a good ending to these games actually looks like, because I have absolutely no idea. But also to give, I was going to say, to give a small bit of context to why I would want to go straight for Island of the Lizard King, is John knows this, but in almost every game, almost every RPG that I play, I usually would play the sort of lizard, the lizard race and those things, like Argonians in the Elder Scrolls games, and in fact in Blood Bowl, which we still haven't fucking played, John.
I'm sorry, I know
I play the lizard folk. I always play lizards in games, so Island of the Lizard King is my thing. If I'm not playing a lizard in it, I'm going to be a little annoyed.
So I get the feeling that you're not playing a lizard, but maybe you are. Maybe you're the Lizard King. Who knows? I know.
Maybe I'm the Lizard Prince.
Lizard, exactly. Just it's like a really weird version of the Lion King.
Lizard King. It's a different kind of movie because there's no. I mean, obviously, it would be them holding up an egg at the start, wouldn't it?
I know, with less musical numbers as well. But, so if you do think you could fare better than Chris, and if we're always interested in feedback as well, just to see how you've fared.
And if you don't think that you can fare better than I did, then Jesus Christ, just believe in yourself,
believe in yourself
a little more.
I do remember that every year, usually on Facebook, usually that sounds like I'm already kind of backpedaling on that one. Every year, I usually post what books I've read during the year. And I remember the first time you were doing this, you said, why didn't you mention Citadel of Chaos and such and such? And my answer to that was, because we never finished it.
Yeah, you definitely can't count this one.
Can't count this one because so the reason that none of any of the fighting fantasy books are never on my list is on account of the fact that Chris can't get through any of them.
I've tried my best. I would say this time, it really was just two. It was only two decisions. That was literally it. Like 2 decisions killed me. But I would also say that we rolled. This is the worst stat-wise character we've ever rolled. Yeah, and that includes Onion, our canine science officer.
Onion survived infinitely longer than Lottery McHorseshoe did.
Onion survived up until the point when two people killed themselves and we fucking kamikazed into a black hole.
Exactly right. And to be fair, I still don't think that was Onion's fault per se.
No, Onion was on top of that.
Absolutely. So that's the end of season 5 of Tight 10 and Tight, our shortest season to date.
If we had done all of the, if we had in episode 1, if we'd adventured for the full time, we would have been finished in one episode. That's how much content we actually got out of this book.
We'd have been finished in one episode, and you'd have probably get the chance to restart again because we've got an unofficial rule, which has probably now become an official rule on account of the fact that I'm talking about it. We've got an unofficial rule where if you don't make it to the end of episode 2, we usually just do a restart within season. Which we did with Death Trap Dungeon, because the first time you did Death Trap Dungeon, you died in episode 2, and then the second time you died in episode 3. Kind of like this. I mean, that was the shortest. The Death Trap Dungeon was 5 episodes, but you just missed the 2-episode criteria. But again, you've got the option of us restarting in a couple of weeks' time, or Island of the Lizard King, and you have apparently gone for Island of the Lizard King. I will give you a period of time where you can maybe rethink that, but as it stands right now, is that your mum?
Yeah, my mum's phoning me. I'm not answering it. I've got a flat to clean.
I'll let you.
I'm not going to answer it.
I'll let you go there anyway.
Yeah, I need to go.
Don't answer it. Okay, no worries. Guys, that's the end of Tight 10 and Titan, season 5. That's been Chris Ashworth.
And this has been John Carruthers.
Good night.
Sayonara.